Hi, this is John Williams coming to you from my home office in beautiful downtown Dana Point, California. And we're here today to talk about Gia Wellness, probably the greatest home business in the country today. And I'm really proud to be sitting here with my really good friend, Greg Preet. He's been a friend of mine for a long, long time. And the reason why we're together today is because Greg has kind of sat on the outskirts or outside of Gia Wellness for 6 long years. I've wanted him to join the team all this time, but you know what? The timing just wasn't right for him. And about 3 weeks ago, he took a look at what we're doing now, took a look at some of our marketing materials, and all of a sudden, the timing is right. The timing is right not only to join us, but really to go big and to build a huge team, and he's already started to do that. So I wanted Greg today to tell us why the timing is so critical right now, why he saw this so differently than he saw it before. So Greg, maybe you can answer that for us. What about the timing now? What's different?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about my background. I come originally from a healthcare background and worked as a physical therapist for about 10 years, and then got tired of working for somebody else and was self-employed for a while. But during that time period, I also had quite an extensive experience working with another network marketing company. And so, you know, I've kind of run the gamut. I've been an employee. I have built a network marketing organization to within about the top 1% of distributors in that company. And I've also owned a couple other businesses, so I've been the self-employed small business owner at the same time. Well, if I go back to my network marketing experience in my previous company, what I saw there, John, was I saw a company that started small. They started in just one country. Slowly, over the course of the first few years, they started to grow. They hit some growing pains in their first 2 to 3 years, lost some distributors, but they recovered from that and recovered in a big way, started to go into a few other countries. And by year 5 or 6 is when they really experienced massive hypergrowth. They went from about 40 million in sales to about 600 million in sales worldwide in the span of about 2 to 3 years. So I learned from that experience that if you can get into and get with a good network marketing company that is just prior to going into that hyper growth phase, that there's tremendous opportunity. In fact, if I go back and I look at that old company, the people that made the biggest fortunes weren't the people that got in on day one. They were the people that got in and built huge organizations in like year 5 or year 6. So when I look now at Gia Wellness and I kind of draw comparisons between where Gia Wellness has gone over the last 4, 5, 6 years and where that previous company went during that same time frame, it's amazing. In fact, it's uncanny, the similarities that I see. And as I've talked to experts in the industry of network marketing, what I have found and what I've learned is that typically with a network marketing company, they all kind of go through the same path. Now, the ones that go through those growing pains in years 2 and 3, that can sustain through that and grow, they experience the mega hyper growth. And the ones that can't stand that trial period, if you want to say, usually fold. So when they make it past year 3 or 4, get through the growing pains and position themselves well, and they've got good management and a good solid core of distributors, the sky's the limit beginning at about year 5, year 6. Well, I think you just mentioned Gia's in year 5, year 6 right now. So, you know, I've watched this from day one. In fact, I think I became a distributor the day after you did, if I remember. But I never did a thing. I've been using the products for the past 6 years. I know they're solid products. I know that people get fantastic results with them. They have emotional responses to these products. People really get emotionally attached. I think that's a big, huge part of success of a network marketing company too. But in terms of building a business, I don't think that you get this opportunity with a company very often. Because you know, my last company I got in 2 years too late. I missed that hyper growth phase, and so now I recognize that I'm not going to miss it again.
Well, it's interesting. The timing issue is really an important one, and I think you've done a good job in talking about the timing that we have here. But there's also one other thing I wanted to talk about, and that is that he's joining and he has decided to really take it to the top. There's just nowhere else to go but the top. And you have a choice at this point to go slow or go fast. Well, Greg has chosen to go fast. He's talking to people about the business concepts, the possibilities for the future. He's already signed up his first 3 managers, so his team is on the way. And so, Greg, I want to ask you, what is making you have this sense of urgency to go fast?
Well, that's a pretty easy question to answer. If you want to think about it this way, John, let me ask you. If you're brand new in this business and you know that in the course of the next 3 or 4 years, this company is going to experience massive hyper growth.
Right.
Do you want to go through that with a team of 3 people, or do you want to go through that with a team of 3,000 people?
Okay, so it's about leverage?
It's about leverage.
Okay, good.
Without a doubt.
I think that's a really important thing to remember as you're watching this and you're thinking about joining us or wondering what's possible and how fast you want to go. It's really good to go fast in the early stages because of the leverage that happens over time. I remember when I started, I talked to about 20 people my first month, and of the 20, 7 people, including Greg, signed up as managers. That's it. And so that 7 has turned into thousands and thousands of people in 4 countries right now, and that's creating a pretty good income and the freedom that we're all looking for. So Greg, I am so glad you made the decision to join us now, and thanks for helping us with this video to talk about timing, and hopefully this will help a lot of other people also. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Greg.
We'll see you at the top.
All right, can't wait.